morning, and thank you for joining us for this week's EaglEye. I'm Cecilia Liu.
And I'm Peter Rugg. Today on our show, we'll catch up with the Eagle sports and one senior who has graduated early.
We'll also take a look at who's heading overseas for spring break trips. But first, with fewer long weekends and serious cases of spring break fever, attendance rates for students' third trimester can be questionable. Here's Jesse with a look at the attendance policy and the consequences for having 10 absences.
As the weather gets nicer, it gets more tempting for students to consider not coming to school. However, there is a policy that is designed to keep students here, the 10-out policy. This policy withholds credit from a student who has 10 or more absences in a class, regardless of their grade.
I think that it's been communicated to students and that it does encourage students to come to school and not reach those absence numbers.
Yet some students see it differently.
As long as you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, getting your work done, you should be fine. Having a passing grade, it shouldn't really apply.
And that is the real challenge. The policy applies to some students but doesn't apply to others.
I have a lot of friends who have way more than 10 absences, but they haven't timed out just because there's so many loopholes through the system.
One of these loopholes is the appeal process.
They can indeed appeal it, and the way they do that is through their assistant administrator, they would get a form, they fill it out, and they write why are there some extenuating circumstances that he or she would have missed more than the 10 days.
But another loophole gives the teachers an option to enforce the policy or not. If a teacher chooses to turn in a form, the student loses credit. If they don't, the student may earn credit. This puts some teachers in an uncomfortable situation.
So ideally for me as a teacher, I suppose it would be that someone else deals with the exceptional cases, so I don't have to think about oh, this student had an exception, I shouldn't sign the slip.
Basically, I look at it as a scorekeeper, and so I keep track and I let the appeal process work.
So as the final trimester of the year begins, keep in mind, with this policy, you can miss 9 class days without losing credit. But once you reach 10, you're subject to the system. Reporting for EaglEye, I'm Jessie Aho.
Thanks, Jesse. You can keep track of how many absences you have for each class through the student portal.
And remember, we all have a few days off after next week.
Yup, spring break is just around the corner.
With only 1 week to go, many teachers are packing their bags and taking their students with them. Here's Nick with a closer look at some Eagles who are taking flight.
With spring break right around the corner, several AVHS groups are gearing up to leave the Valley during our week off. Ms. Heineman and Mr. Melton are taking one of these groups on a trip to Europe.
It's through various places in Europe, so it is France, it is Austria, and it's Germany. Most of the people who are attending this trip have taken Euro, the AP Euro, European history with Mr. Melton. I think it's going to be really exciting just to see an entirely different culture and how they do things.
Some AVHS Spanish students will be going on a trip led by Ms. Holman to Costa Rica.
It's an immersion program. They'll be staying with families in Alajuela, which is north of San Jose. I open it up to college in the school Spanish 5 and Honors Spanish 4. I am looking forward to seeing my students practicing their Spanish and really enjoying doing that.
These academic groups aren't the only ones who will be going on trips over spring break. The AVHS boys baseball team will be taking their own tropical getaway.
We're going to Puerto Rico for baseball. Mostly the people who were on varsity and junior varsity last year. Hopefully it's a good team bonding time, and it's a good time to get practice in.
So to all those traveling over spring break, have fun and be safe. Reporting for EaglEye, I'm Nick Peterson.
Thanks, Nick. Happy travels to those classes and teams.
There's not much left of the winter sports season, but let's catch up with a few teams who are still looking for fans. Here's Riley with the Eagle Sport Report.
Hey Eagle sports fans, welcome to this week's Eagle Sport Report. Today we'll get an update on boys basketball, see how the wrestling team did, and get some information on the ISETS show. The wrestling team never ceases to impress, rounding off their season with a championship, making this one the 20th. They crushed St. Michael Albertville in the finals with a 25-point lead. Let's get a look at the ISETS show, a tribute to musical icons. This year's show will highlight musical idols and feature music for all generations. Skaters from all 5 district high schools and 3 middle schools make up the 30-member team. The annual ice show will be held in the arena on March 15th, 16th, and 17th at 7 p.m. Finally, the boys basketball team played hard and beat out Cretan in the semifinals with a tremendous score of 87-76. They play the number 1 seed, Eastview, in the championship game tomorrow. Be there to support our team.
Good luck to those athletes, and make sure you wear white for the basketball game tomorrow.
Most seniors have started their official countdowns, but one senior has already graduated and is counting down to a different date. Here's Caitlin with a closer look at Victoria's story.
Senior Victoria Crockett finished her high school career at the end of last try.
Oh, she's incredible. She's balanced things with school, with trying to find a job, with doing community service, with volunteerism, family commitments.
But she didn't graduate early because she couldn't wait to get on with her life. Last fall, she found out news that changed her outlook on her future forever.
When I found out I was pregnant, I thought the world was going to end. I thought my parents were going to hate me. I thought my sister's never going to look up to me like she did.
Her feelings aren't surprising since less than 2% of women who become pregnant as teens have earned a college degree by the age of 30. However, Victoria is determined to beat the odds.
In order to make a living for me and my child, I have to go to college. I have to get somewhere in life.
Her future plans as of right now is she would like to attend college and pursuing a degree in nursing.
To reach her goals, she's making more sacrifices than she planned.
I can't have a roommate like I wanted to. I can't go to prom because that's like 6 days before my due date.
Her attitude did a 180 when she began to appreciate what things in life really matter.
Your goals are still there. Your different road you have to take, It might be a harder road, it might be tougher, but you'll get there.
Victoria isn't just another statistic. Her story is unique and inspiring. Reporting for EaglEye, I'm Caitlin Hattouni.
Thanks, Caitlin, and best wishes to Victoria on her future goals.
Before we go, we thought we'd put teachers to the test. We found out how much they know about the student lingo. Here's this week's Valley View showing the generation gap in communication.
You old lady over there.
If there's a student at school named Lo, somebody would say hi by saying, YOLO!
YOLO means you only live once.
SMH stands for super mega happy. It's when you're not just a little bit happy and not just super happy, but you're super mega happy.
SMH are things called letters, and they're from the alphabet.
Sorry, my homework's not done.
SMH stands for shaking my head.
Shake my head.
Hey, your physics homework doesn't look too good. It looks pretty ratchet.
Like nasty.
That's all for today. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
You mean TAFT?
Yeah, sure.
TTYL, everyone. Thanks for watching.